Moraine Valley is a community college, so we're a two-year school. What we focus on is having students come in and fill out the enrollment form or fill out the enrollment form online. Since we are a community college, we accept everyone. So all students are automatically accepted. We do our online enrollment form, and then we go into placement testing.
So at DePaul University, we actually look at each application holistically. So we're going to look at each piece that the applicant sends to us. We spend a lot of time looking at the student's GPA as well as the type of courses that they're taking at the high school. We also look into what types of courses are available at each particular high school so that we know what the student has available to them and kind of what their opportunities are to challenge themselves in some of those honors or AP courses. We do look at an ACT or SAT score, but DePaul University actually just has gone test optional as of this year. So students now have the option to not even submit their ACT or SAT to us. This tends to be a great option for students who maybe have a really strong academic record, but for whatever reason their test score just doesn't really match up with that. We do look at essays and a high school council recommendation as well. Those are both great places to learn additional things about the candidate that we wouldn't know just from reading the material.
We tell students is the most important part of your application is always going to be your academic record. So the grades that you received in high school and the course selection that you made in high school that really developed those grades and that GPA is more important than any other factor of the review process. We certainly look at all other factors and take those into consideration, but if a student doesn't have a strong academic record, writing good essays won't make up for that.
With our admission requirements, we don't focus on just one area. We actually calculate our own formula that all the Regent schools go by, which takes into account the GPA, their class rank, core classes more importantly, and then their ACT composite score. For non-resident students, they need to have at least a 255 on that score. As long as they meet that particular score and have the high school courses completed by the end of their senior year, then they'll be admitted. So if students don't meet the 255 or they're falling below, they have the option of applying through the individual review process, which is a matter of just marking it on the application. They have the option of submitting a personal statement and then 2 letters of recommendation.
So certainly the high school transcript and the ACT scores are going to be the bigger part of the whole application process. We're going to look at academic rigor, the course selection, and all of that. But the essay is important too, because the application itself, the essays, the application itself, the transcript, and the ACT scores are just what the student has done. The essay gives us a reflection of who they are and how they'd be engaged in the process. The same thing with a letter of recommendation or the secondary school report. It gives us a snapshot, so to speak, of how engaged that student was in their high school environment.
When the university looks at an applicant, we're looking at 2 major areas of attributes. Their academic preparation, their goals, their motivation, how productive they are, how intellectually driven, how creative they are in their thinking. Ultimately, how productive are they as students? We are a university. In addition, because of Notre Dame's mission, we also look at their personal attributes, their character, their desire to be leaders and help others. So we're always going to balance the academics with the personal.
At Loyola, we take a holistic view, so we do look at everything within the file. Obviously, we want to make sure that a student is successful here. That's the most important thing. The student has had the opportunity to take courses, whether that's advanced, AP, honors, that does look favorably. It shows their determination, just that they've had that opportunity to do it. It doesn't hinder a student if they haven't, but that is something that we are looking for to see that they've been able to step up a little bit academically.
In a big picture sense, Lewis practices what we call holistic admission, which means we're looking at a range of things to make that ultimate admission decision. It's that composite standardized test score, the sub-scores, that cumulative GPA, again, beginning freshman year, and the grades earned in those core classes, especially the Big Four.
Yeah, throughout the admissions process at University of Illinois at Chicago, we are looking at the totality of the applicant. So we want to see, besides their grades, of course, we're going to look at their GPA, the courses they've taken, the rigor of the courses that they selected. We're also going to look at the grade trends. So if they started off, maybe poorly and improved, we would take note of that. We would, of course, look at honors or AP classes, which usually is a good indicator of success at the college level. Students challenge themselves a little bit more. Personal statement is required. We made that a requirement a few years back to get a better sense of the applicant besides just the numbers. We want to see, if they are involved in clubs, organizations, that typically translates better at the college level. Students